Okay, what loadout should we do? Let's check the Twitter. Oh, let's do the P90. And it's not unlocked. And we haven't started the campaign. How's it going, guys, and welcome to Gaming Evolved. And as you guys can probably tell from the intro, we're going to be using the ultimate P90 loadout. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like down below and subscribe, as we do post Battlefield content daily. So the first thing I had to do was actually unlock this thing, and to do that you pretty much have to play through the entire campaign, and I really had not touched it whatsoever, but I can basically sum it up in about 10 to 20 seconds.
Wrecker. I hate this shit!
Okay, our 20-second time is up, but anyways, basically I had to play through it 2 different times because the first time I was AFK because it was a cutscene and I didn't realize there was a timer on it, and anyways we ended up blowing up the ship, so I had to play through it a second time. Finally, after all that work, pretty much spent an entire weekend trying to finish up the campaign and still play some multiplayer, so we finally got done with that and unlocked the P90, and admittedly, PDWs in Battlefield 4 are not that great, especially coming from Battlefield Hardline. These things just completely suck. They have better fire rates for the most part, but their damage, their accuracy, pretty much everything drops off after like 30 meters. So the P90 is no exception. It's probably on the better side of the PDWs because it does have a fairly respectable fire rate of 900 rounds per minute, and it also has a pretty large magazine at 51 rounds per mag. Now, the damage is pretty standard. It can do 21 damage maximum, so you can get a 5-shot kill, and a minimum of like 11, so that's going to be somewhere around a 9 or 10 shot. So the main reason I actually decided to use this loadout is, first of all, I hadn't finished the campaign at all, and I figured I kind of needed to do that. I finished like the first mission, then just didn't touch it, went straight to the multiplayer, so I did unlock the P90 along with the M249 or something like that. And so anyways, once I got those unlocked, I went into the multiplayer, and I needed a reason to use the PDWs again, because coming from Battlefield Hardline, where the P90 is incredible, I wanted to see what it was like in Battlefield 4, because everyone says the PDWs are a lot worse in this game, and I totally agree with that. For most firefights where it's really close range and you think a PDW, especially the P90, would be really good at, you still can get pretty easily outgunned just by weapons like the AEK or even things like the F2000 that you really don't see all that often. A lot of times I try and convince myself to use the PDWs over something like a carbine, maybe the ACWR or the SG553, but it's really not worth giving up all the range, especially damage at range, because PDWs just lose all damage after like 30 meters, just so you can have a bit more fire rate. So hopefully in the next Battlefield game, maybe Battlefield 5, they change it up a little so PDWs are actually helpful on the battlefield. So that being said, the P90 is actually pretty decent. For most of the gameplay, I was playing on Rush, just because that tends to be a lot closer gameplay, you can get a lot better kills, and really it's a lot more tactical. So I really enjoyed Rush. I would definitely recommend trying it out for PDWs, and whenever you want to unlock something, I prefer to do this over something like Team Deathmatch. As for the actual loadout, I tried out a ton of different attachments and sights, anything from the IRNV to the ACOG to the Coyote, and my personal favorite was with the Cobra. Now, I'm not sure if this was just because I use it in Battlefield Hardline and it kind of just carried over with the P90, but I really enjoyed this sight, and for most of the gameplay I was using it. And then for my attachments, I really didn't decide to throw anything on there. For the accessories, maybe a laser sight, but I really don't like to use those because they give away your position really easily. And then every now and then I would throw on a suppressor when I wanted to get a flank on, or if it was a really close range map and I really wouldn't see any benefits of having a heavier barrel or just a normal barrel. Now, if you haven't played the campaign yet and you're wondering if it's actually worth grinding through the entire thing, maybe in a weekend, to get the P90, for the most part, I would probably say no, because while it is a cool weapon, and if you really do want to unlock it, it's definitely worth it, for the most part, it's not the best weapon when it comes to firefights and ending up on top, because its stats really just aren't nearly as good as something like the ACWR or the SG553, in my opinion, because it doesn't have that amazing range and damage at range while still maintaining a pretty awesome fire rate. So if you do want it, I think it's definitely worth it. It It's pretty easy to unlock, it doesn't take all that long, but if you wanted something to go hard with and get a ton of kills, the P90 is probably not the best choice in terms of weapons. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. As always, if you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like down below, and if you have any weapon suggestions or loadouts, be sure to leave those down in the comments below. Go check out our Twitter, and until next time, guys, stay buttery.